Hi there. It's Tuesday evening, just finished work, and I'm really tired, but I am going to cook because the alternative is not good. So what I'm going to make tonight is I'm going to make chicken with asparagus and mushroom. It is a really good dish, low carb, and it's fairly easy to make. So follow along with me if you want, if you're interested, and see what you think. All right. First thing we're going to do is we are going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, I said it was low carb. I didn't say it was low fat. Okay. You got to give me something. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Two tablespoons of olive oil, as if the butter was not enough. We're gonna let that melt here, get warm. And then over here, we're going to take our asparagus. So we're going to break off the ends of the asparagus. Yep. I know it seems like a waste, but this part right here is too fibrous to eat. And you just chew and chew and chew, and you never can get it down. So it's better to just break it off. Okay, that one's already broke, but we can use that piece. There we go. And we got the asparagus all washed. I'm gonna open up our mushrooms here. Have those all ready for us. Check on our skillet. Okay. I love this skillet, by the way. It's a Tiburang. And it's non-stick. It literally, when I say non-stick, I mean non-stick. I can cook an omelet in this without any oil or spray. All right. Now we are going to add our parsley. Now, it calls for dried parsley, but why use dried parsley when you can have fresh herbs from the herb garden? But of course, if you don't have an herb garden or fresh herbs, dried parsley is fine. That's what I used the last time. Just calls for 1.5 teaspoons, but I'm just adding what I want in there. It also calls for dried basil. Again, why use dried when you can use fresh? It's going to make it yummy. All right, I think that's enough. Then it calls for some dried oregano. Now, I did plant oregano, but it did not make it. So for this, I am going to have to use dried. Oh, forgot my garlic. That should be good. Actually, that should be more than enough. Then we're going to add one and a half teaspoon of lemon juice. And 1.5 teaspoons of white cooking wine, or I've got white wine vinegar, which will work just as well. And just a little bit of salt. Now we're going to put the chicken right in there with that. Let that cook for a while. Get nice and brown. and we'll be back. Now we've got a nice bit of brown on the chicken. Got some brown in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to put my chicken on the outside here. And then I'm going to gather up my asparagus. I'm going to throw that in the middle. And we're just going to let that soak up that steam and those juices. We're going to cook those till they're bright green and just a little tender. Now, while those are still cooking, I'm going to stick a fork in one here. Yeah, we want to be a little bit more tender than that. While those are still cooking, I'm going to go over here to my mushrooms, make sure that I've got enough. I'm going to brush some of the excess dirt. You're not supposed to wash mushrooms. Gets them all squishy and just nasty when you wash them. They soak up all the water and they don't taste good anymore. So, especially the fresh mushrooms, you definitely don't want to do that. All right. I think that's about 1.5 cups that I got there, which is what it calls for. Now I'm just going to throw these in. Maybe a few more. And then you're going to let those soak up some of the juices as well. Let them cook for an additional 3 minutes. Release some of their moisture into the dish. And again, until they're fork tender. It's okay if you just kind of mix it all up there together. Now you can serve this over rice, or you can serve it with potatoes or whatever you like. Or like me, you can eat it like it is, with no carbs. Et voila. There is your chicken, asparagus, and mushroom meal. Just added a little parsley for garnish. You can find this recipe on All Recipes, and I'll put the link down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good evening.